The fighting continues. It's, picked up in several different southern cities in Iraq, including Basra. As we've been detailing, Sadr city within Baghdad is also a place where there's tremendous conflict. It turns out, and George Bush said this today as well, he confirmed it, Maliki, Prime Minister Maliki, started the battle against the Mahdi army in Basra all on his own. He didn't check with the allies. He didn't check with us. He was just like, no, I'm going to go ahead and try to take out Sadr right now, because he saw him as a political threat to his own reign. And now there's Iraqis in the streets, not only the ones fighting, but in peaceful protests as well, that are carrying around coffins with red pictures of Maliki, signs saying he's the new dictator. That's, Bush, of course, Bush was like, I like that. It was a strong move on his part, to not ask anybody. It was really strong. That's how I would have done it. I guess. If I was the president and the prime minister of Iraq just launched a full-scale war that I'm going to have to fight for him, I'd be a little pissed. Now, Bush is with the Australian Prime Minister Rudd, and he says, this is a terrific development. Of course.
I would say this is a defining moment in the history of a free Iraq. There have been other defining moments up to now, but this is a defining moment as well. One of the things that's been well known is that Basra has been a place where criminality has thrived. It's a port, a lot of goods and services go through there, and there was, from the beginning of liberation, there have been criminal elements that have had a pretty free hand in Basra. It was just a matter of time before the government was going to have to deal with it.
Are there shakedowns on criminality in Basra? Of course there are. Is the Mahdi army solely responsible? No, so is the Badr Corps that's linked to the government. Everybody's shaking everybody down in Basra and all over the country. We've just decided to pick our group of thugs to try to defeat the other group of thugs. He makes it seem like, these guys were the ones that were kind of against peace and threatening the mothers and such, and so, we couldn't have it. And that's why the government had to act at some point, and he calls it a defining moment. In another instance, he called it a positive moment. Really, this is a positive moment. So this is the thing that drives me crazy. If we brought down the levels of violence in Iraq, great, the surge is working. Our strategy is working perfectly, right? Now the level of violence is going back up. And what's the Bush administration answer? Great, the surge is working. You're like, wait, why? Oh, because you see, the Iraqi government is so strong now that they could go pick a fight and increase the level of violence. Oh, come on, man. You can't have it both ways. That's nuts. So the surge is working no matter what, if there's more violence and less violence. And by the way, should we take our troops out or not? Well, since the surge works so well in bringing down the level of violence, we can't take our troops out because the extra forces helped us to bring the level of violence down. Oh, there's more violence now? Oh, well, then we can't take the troops out because there's more violence and we need the more troops to deal with the more violence. So under any scenario, you'll need more troops that are never going to come out, and whether there's more violence or less violence, that means we should stay in Iraq longer, and that the surge is terrific. I mean, it's Machiavellian, insane logic. Now, the thing is, okay, the Bush administration says it, right? I get it. They have an absolute need to say it, because otherwise it's a disaster. They got to put a positive light on it one way or another, right? But it's the job of the media to break it down and go, no. That doesn't make any sense. You can't have it both ways. But instead, they regurgitate it. Defining moment, Bush says. Shows surge is working. Oh, come on, man. Come on.